Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and guess what? We got some breaking news here to be able to cover. The Las Vegas Raiders, they have gone out and they have signed tight end Austin Hooper. Yesterday on my live show, I said, hey, he's coming in for a visit. This is absolutely a player that everyone needs to keep in mind to joining this team because not only is it a good fit, he can be your number one tight end. I do still think that the Silver and Black need to address the tight end position during the draft, but if you had Austin Hooper, O.J. Howard, and then you also drafted a tight end, that's one of the better tight end units in the National Football League. So Hooper signed after visiting the Raiders today, which is Wednesday, which I said on my live show yesterday, hey, he's going to be a Raider by the end of the week. That's what I was told. I didn't know if they would end up getting a deal done today, though, because Dave Ziegler, Josh McDaniels, and then 3 other staff members are all in Columbus, Ohio right now scouting with the Ohio State guys. The Raiders traded away Darren Waller for the 3rd-round pick, number 100 overall. And then when you add OJ, I mean, to me, it's just, this is a good move for the Raiders. You know that McDaniels, you know that this offense is going to incorporate the 2 tight end set. So now you got Howard, who's the blocker. Austin Hooper, who is the catcher. Sounds weird, but that's just the God honest truth. So now you got 2 solid tight ends. And if you were able to tell me, all right, you trade away Waller, you get a 3rd, you also saved that 11.6 for what they paid for Austin Hooper, I'm telling y'all right now, it is an absolute freaking steal. I projected Hooper to come in somewhere around $6 million per year. That's an L ticket for me, but guess what? I'm excited that I got it this wrong. I'm excited that the Raiders were able to get Hooper at a 1-year, $2.75 million deal. That is a steal for the level of tight end that Hooper is able to provide for this offense. So what I want you to do right now is go down to the comments section and get those red pens out. Shout out to Mando. Grade the signing of Austin Hooper right now. 1-year, $2.75 million for Hooper. Is it an A, a B, C, D, or an F? You know what? What's that, Chugs? You want the pinned comment? I got you. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So scroll on down while you're going to hit with that YouTube ad break. Let me know the signing for Hooper. I am going to give this an A grade. It is a need for this Silver and Black. It is also a good player. And at $2.75 million, it's a steal to me. Like, he's a player who has the opportunity to give you 50, 60 catches a season. Last season for the Tennessee Titans, 41 grabs, 444 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Hooper to me is a guy who, he got lost with Cleveland. They didn't use him correctly. You go back, you look at the production that he had with the Atlanta Falcons, he was a hell of a receiver. He was a hell of a tight end. He was one of the best tight ends in the National Football League, and he signed like that when he went to Cleveland. Back in 2019, 75 grabs, 787 yards, 6 touchdowns. 2018, 71 grabs, 600 yards, 4 touchdowns. If you're telling me right now I can get somewhere around 50, 55 catches, I am going to be ecstatic. And that's what I'm going to expect from Hooper. And the fact that you're paying him $2.75 million, if he gives you 38 to 46 catches a season, that's a good value for him. When you look at some of his PFF numbers, the grades from a blocking standpoint, they're not great. But you signed O.J. Howard to be that blocking tight end. You brought in Austin Hooper now to catch the football. Austin Hooper, O.J. Howard for what you paid them compared to Darren Waller, and then you're also going to draft a tight end. My hat's off here to McDaniels. My hat's off here to Dave Ziegler for doing a very good job of being able to get draft capital and going out and being able to replace Waller respectfully, which I know not a lot of people thought it was going to happen. If you would have told me that these were the moves that the Raiders made and get the draft capital, I would have been on board from it from the get-go. Now, if you haven't already heard about our sponsor today on the Raiders Report, huge shout out to Athletic Greens. Maybe you've heard of AG1. No matter what it is, if you're looking for comprehensive, convenient daily nutrition, Athletic Greens is where you should go. So go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted the immune system support and one of the supplements that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. My grandma and my grandpa, they always said that the early bird, it gets the worm, and AG1 inspires and motivates me to get as many worms as possible every day. AG1 really helps me with getting my day started, getting out of bed, especially after some of our watch parties. It can be difficult, and I'm a person who likes and needs a routine. AG1 helps me stick to my healthy routine. Wake up early, take my AG1, take Chuck for a walk, then hit the gym before work. Covering my nutritional basis for the day, literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix one small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing in the morning. Done! I also like it because it costs less than $3 a day. That's pretty good if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality source ingredients. It is a just-win baby. If a comprehensive solution is what you need for your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. So go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check it out. Link's going to be available for you guys in the comments and in the description of today's video. If you're watching this live, yes, it is true. The Las Vegas Raiders have gone out and they've signed tight end Austin Hooper, my #1 Darren Waller replacement. I'm happy that they made this move. This is, from an internal standpoint, probably one of the very first moves this entire free agency period where I'm like, let's freaking go. This is a really, really good move for this team. And if you were to ask me, hey, Mitch, what does the tight end depth chart look like right now for the Silver and Black? I would say #1 tight end is Hooper. The #2 tight end is O.J. Howard, who they signed on Monday to a cheap deal. You also have a pass catcher in Jesper Horsted. Call Fotheringham is nothing but depth. And then Foss Moreau is a free agent. To me, this move almost solidifies the fact that Foss Moreau is not coming back to the Raiders, and he's more than likely either going to go to the Cincinnati Bengals or the team that I believe he ends up going to, rejoining Derek Carr with the New Orleans Saints. So on Monday, we broke down the news around Howard, where he had 10 catches, 145 yards, 2 touchdowns last season with the Houston Texans. And what did I say? The Nick Caserio, the connection, it's there. I also said the biggest reason why I believe a deal ends up getting done here with Hooper is also the connections. Josh McDaniels, Dave Ziegler, they have a great connection with Mike Vrabel, who played on their team back in New England. If Mike Vrabel said, hey, Hooper's the guy that you're going to like, they're going to tip their cap to him, that is more than likely going to be enough for Ziegler and for McDaniels to end up getting a deal done. Now, if you love the Raiders and you want nonstop Raiders content all year long, hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on the noties. If you missed this show, that's on you. You missed the live show with Graphic Raider, that's on you. You got those noties turned on, it wouldn't happen. You diehard fan, hit that subscribe button. Other top tight ends that the Silver and Black could draft, and I still want them to go out and pursue a tight end. However, you're probably not going to take any of these top guys here unless they end up falling in the draft. If I'm the Raiders, I'm not taking a tight end in the first 3, maybe 4 rounds. Because even pick 109 in the 4th round is pretty early. But if I got 3 5th-round picks, if Sam Laporte is there, don't think he will be, name to consider. Zach Kuntz could be a name that slides down, name to consider. Schoonmaker, Latu, and Allen are just blockers and very mid-tight ends to me. But they are still tight ends that if you want to be able to try to replace one of those 2 guys in 2-3 years from now, they are at least names to keep in mind, especially Schoonmaker if he can stay healthy. So I'm breaking down the news here today on the Raiders Report around the Silver and Black signing tight end Austin Hooper, which I'm excited about. He came in for a visit on Wednesday. He got the deal done at $2.75 million. It's a 1-year deal. You find your Darren Waller replacement. He's not a direct replacement, but I can get Austin Hooper and Jacoby Myers and a 3rd-round pick for the price of Darren Waller. That Darren Waller trade is starting to look more and more like it was the right thing to do. I think it was the right thing to do. If you guys agree with that, spam Austin Hooper right now down in the chat. All right, guys, if you haven't already interacted with me on social media, Mitchell Renz 365, Twitter, Instagram, and I don't know if I'm going to be going live on locals because we've had such a marathon today, but if you want more content from me, these are the places that go. Hooper, 1-year deal, $2.75 to the Las Vegas Raiders.